One day I was talking to a niece of mine. She looked at me and she smiled in my office in Boga. And she said, "Uncle, and you are so humble. You are so humble." I looked at her and I said, "Your uncle has no choice. I have no choice. My father is a nobody, my mother is a nobody. God created me like this. And when you come to Ghana, I come from a place nobody respects anything that comes from there. And when you come even to the north, my ethnic group, nobody sees us to be anything. I am too nothing to be proud." And you know, several years ago, I used to think it was a problem because I realized most of the time I was nervous. Most of the time I was nervous. Most of the time I felt I'm nothing. And when I'm dealing with somebody, I immediately think the person is more than me. I remember I went recently to go and preach somewhere, and then I was with another pastor preaching, and they invited me to come and preach, to come and pray a certain prayer. I had done the preaching, and this other man of God was a priest wearing the priestly dress, you know, the robe and the belt and everything. I mean, cassock. Pastor Kingsley Pastor Kingsley said cassock, and Pastor Kingsley is a real clergy. You know, he said cassock, you know. So, and I'm standing there, this militia preacher. So they said one of us should come and preach. To pray, they said I should come and pray. I just took the microphone and I gave it to the man. And he went up the platform and I followed him and I stood by him. You know, I mean, he's dressed like a priest. You know, I just stood by him quietly, and then he prayed. And when he finished praying, I took the microphone from him, and then two of us walked down. But you see, I was the main preacher at that meeting. I find it easy to do it because in my psyche, I am nothing. I'm telling you, it is more difficult for me to be proud than to be humble, because naturally, God didn't make me big. I come from nowhere. I am nothing. When I was a young child, they used to call me a fool. Baba Gbawawani. That means I'm a fool. It's not a problem for me. So I used to struggle. Am I that stupid? What is it? But with time, I realized that the more you are free from yourself, the more God is glorified in your life. I want to pray. If the last thing you would do on earth is to let people see humility. Some people were fighting in the court. And then yesterday in the night, one of them was telling me their response to the court in the light of the other accusations that the other people were giving them. And I said, "You should have asked me. I am your big brother. I would have told you, don't fight back." My wife is my witness, and I've said it again and again. Don't fight me with over anything, because you lose, because I will leave it for you. No. If you are struggling with me over this, I will just give it to you and tell you, keep it. I've told my wife many times that God forbid we will not divorce. But if she wanted to leave me, she will be embarrassed. Everything will be hers. From the children to house. The only thing she should leave for me is my car so that I can run away. If it's the house, keep it. If it's our children, keep it. And that is because I was never pregnant before. I don't have evidence to show that I carried a child. So if she wants the children, child custody, there will be no struggle. Keep it. No. So she's aware there's no struggle anywhere. Over house, land, car, anything. I've told our church, anytime you want this church, keep it. About 4 weeks ago, I told them I'm about to resign as the senior pastor of this church. We built a desert pastures. Is there? Bam. I said, I don't want it. I want to just walk away. So that I can serve God. Because if you follow this church thing, you may end up on the other side of heaven. People are fighting over things. They are fighting. There was a man who was fighting our ministry over a land. And then last few weeks, I heard the man was dead. Then I asked them, has he taken the land away? They said no. I said, oh, the way he was fighting over the land, I thought he will take it away. Listen, anything you cannot carry from this earth, don't fight over it. You can't carry it out. The Bible said we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out.